Kyle, Katie, and Emma Coble. These are the three children who would not get a chance to grow up and experience another bike ride, birthday, or Christmas.
It only took an instant for the Coble family portrait to change forever.
It's your birthday.
And Emma was watching TV and Kyle was playing Nintendo, and I was trying to wake up Katie, and the last thing I remember was grabbing her toes.
Rear-ended the family's minivan. The driver couldn't stop in time because investigators say he was driving too fast. Later, the Cobles would learn that the driver of the tractor trailer had
My biggest fear was losing the kids.
was split and taken to 3 different hospitals. Chris was still at work, only to get a phone call that there was an emergency. Then the devastating details started
When your kids are young, you've got all these dreams for them, and suddenly
to unfold.
The doctor was there and he said, "I'm sorry to let you know that Katie has expired." And you know, you can't describe the feeling that hits you, and I'm kind of feeling that weight hit me right now as I'm talking about it.
Katie, she was our baby. She was 2.
She was out there and independent, and
She was a mommy's.
he was driving longer than he should have per California state law. Or he didn't have enough required, rest the day before and things.
It was followed with another heartbreaking phone call.
the first thing I said to him was, "Please don't tell me Emma's dead." And he said, "I'm sorry, but
Emma was a little quieter than Kyle.
She was actually the brave one.
She was. She loved roller coasters, and she was up for anything. She would try anything.
Then he went to see Kyle. The 5-year-old was hit so hard in the crash, his brainstem had separated. He was kept alive artificially until that night, when Lori could be rushed to the same hospital.
I remember when I believe they first wheeled me in, I looked over at Kyle and his eyes were open. And I remember looking around and my sister-in-law was in the room and my brother, and just thinking, he's okay, his eyes are open, he's fine. And then starting to realize what was going on around me.
So although Lori said she doesn't remember this part, after we were there with him for a period of time, Lori said, he needs to be with his sisters. So we asked that they stop resuscitation, and so they shut all the equipment off. It kind of became dark and silent, and we sat with him and held his hand.
Kyle was 5. He was a very outgoing child. He was loving and caring, and he was friends with everybody.
Just had this, I think, picturesque view of the world that, it was a beautiful, wonderful place, and he was
A day after Kyle's 5th birthday.
They were behind me, and I could see him when I looked in the rearview mirror, and I know Kyle was playing his Nintendo that he got for his birthday, and Emma was watching a movie, and I could see Katie sleeping again, and so I was grabbing her toes and telling her to wake up because she had to take a nap when she got home. And that was the last thing I remember.